called a tree song. I'm just the messenger here. 2,000 years ago, I started to grow. I pushed the shoot up through the soil below. And with each passing year, I added a new ring. Oh, I've been here quite a while now. I know a few things. Throughout these centuries, I've learned to coexist with the birds, the animals, reptiles, and insects. Yes, I've been the home to many, sheltered quite a few. My branches spread wide, from my peak I've got a view. In the distance now, I see the fires, I hear the chainsaws. They're cutting, burning down my brothers, my sisters. Feel them fall into the jungle floor. Now they're bringing in cattle. Soon they'll be killing them. Can't these humans see? They're gonna bring about their own end. We're all connected by one life force. It's not reserved for humans. It's in all of us. But they seem to want it all. They're never satisfied. One day they'll create their apocalypse. One day they'll just die. In the distance now, I see the fires. I hear the chainsaw. They're cutting, burning down my brothers, my sisters. I feel them fall into the jungle floor. And they're bringing in cattle, and soon they'll be killing them. Can't these humans see they're gonna bring about their own end? Oh, they think they know the answers. They think they hear God's call. But throughout the centuries, they've raped, pillared, plundered. They've almost destroyed it all. I invite them to come, stand a century or two here with me. Feel the sun, wind, and rain. Hear the earth's harmony. Maybe then they'll realize we're connected by one life force. It's not reserved for humans. It's in all of us. But they seem to want it all. They're never satisfied. One day they'll create their apocalypse. One day they'll just die. In the distance now, I see the fires. Oh, I hear the chainsaws. They're cutting, burning down my brothers, my sisters. Feel them fall into the jungle floor. Now they're bringing in cattle. Soon they'll be killing them. Can't these humans see they're gonna bring about their own end? Can't these humans see they're gonna bring about their own end? I'm just a messenger there, folks. The tree people gave me that song. What's that?
Don't kill your cows.
Yeah.
Just the soybeans.
Yeah.
It is murder.
Murder. In any case, now long before that song came to me in like 2001, so I've been singing for 25 years, wow. Long before that, the seeds of Music for Humanity were planted in the late 60s via two experiences, two concerts that I attended. One was in Carnegie Hall. I went with my buddies from college. I didn't even know what I was going to hear, but I sat with them in the last row of Carnegie Hall. This was before Carnegie Hall was redone. It's very nice now, Carnegie. Back then it was dingy, it was kind of grimy looking. And I sat there and I listened to Beethoven's Ninth. Wow. Still gives me a chill. If you haven't seen it live, put it on your bucket list, because when I left there, I looked around and every person there, it was a full orchestra and a full choir, about 100 people in orchestra, maybe 200 people on stage. And when I left, I looked at everybody. Everybody was literally glowing with music, vibrating. It was like, wow. By the way, there is a very, very good YouTube video of Leonard Bernstein conducting Beethoven's Ninth. If you can't get it, see it live. When they took down the Berlin Wall. And that's a pretty amazing video. So you could just type in Beethoven's Ninth, Leonard Bernstein, you'll get it on YouTube. Fantastic video. The second incident that led to the seeds of Music for Humanity was the following year. I think I saw Beethoven's Ninth in the spring of '68. And then in the summer of '69, I came up here, and instead of being inside, I was outside with 400,000 other people, but the effect was very similar. People were glowing from the music. So that's what happened.
We're doing a lot more now.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that right now. So I didn't, at the time, I never even thought of myself as a songwriter. But 49 years after that event in 2018, I was at a house concert, and this band was doing this amazing version of Joni Mitchell's Woodstock. And I'm sitting there in that room. There was about 50 people in the room. And I'm saying to myself, I was there. I was there. And as I said that, I got a bolt of lightning down my spine, and I said, oh, when I get that feeling, I know now it's going to turn into a song. And I went home that night, and this song showed up literally that night. It's called I Was There. Anybody else there? Here? No? Are you there? No. Okay. Well, it was quite an experience.
We were only 6 years old, we shouldn't have been.
Yeah, you're too young. That summer I was driving a taxi in New York City. And the day before the event, on August 14th, 1969, I picked up 4 people in Manhattan. They were going to a Mexican restaurant. They said to me, I was like a quintessential hippie, you know. I was driving a taxi in cut-off jean shorts, Indian buffalo sandals, remember those? You remember those, right? Yeah. And a t-shirt and a lot longer hair, no gray. And the people we got in, it was a short drive, maybe 10 minutes at most. And we started talking about Woodstock, which was the next day. I said, oh yeah, I'm gonna go there. And they said, oh, okay. You know, they invited me to have dinner with them. But I said, no, I gotta work, thank you so much. So now the guy in the front, he's paying me for the fare, and the 3 people in the back get out. And he says, well, if you get there tomorrow, look for us, we'll be on stage. I said, oh, who are you? He says, well, we're nobody, but that's Joan Baez. So I had Joan Baez in my cab on August 14th, 1969. In any case, this is a song called I Was There. 49 years after being there. They came from the north. They came from the south. They came from the east. They came from the west. They came for love They came for peace. They came to unite. They came for release. And I was there. Oh, I was there. And for all it was worth, together we created a little heaven on earth. We left our families to join a tribe. 'Cause at home we were dying, struggling to stay alive. But once we arrived, our hearts opened wide, and we could share our love, share our souls. And I was there. Oh, I was there. And for all it was worth, together we created a little heaven on earth. We shared the moon, we shared the sun. We shared our light, and for one brief moment, we became one. We shared the stars, we shared the night. We shared the music, we soared in flight. And I was there. Oh, I was there. And for all it was worth, together we created a little heaven on earth. Yes, I was there. Oh, I was there. And for all it was worth, together we created a little heaven on earth. Yes, for all it was worth, together we created a little heaven on earth. Thank you. By the way, anybody wants to win this guitar, buy a raffle ticket, $10. The most important thing tonight is to buy something at the counter to support. You know, I used to be a retailer. I had a retail store I sold clothing, everything I'm wearing, and pretty much everything you're wearing, including the footwear. I opened up in Chester here in 1978 and ran that store. And we were open, here they're only open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday half day. I was open 7 days a week. The only day I was closed was Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Day, and Easter Sunday. That was it. It was a long run of 45 years. And at one point in time, I had two stores. I had one store out in Long Island. So I know what it means to be a retailer. So everybody try and buy something at the counter, even if it's just a cup of coffee. I know you guys did. Whatever. I'm just saying it to support. I'm gonna switch guitars now. Good. Let's see. I'll put this one back over here for a second.
She's a retailer, she sells Tupperware.
You're a retailer?
She is, she sells Tupperware.
Tupperware, cool. Yeah. Well, you go around and do it at different houses, right?
Yeah.
And vending events.
Yeah.
I got one tomorrow in Liberty.
I'm talking about having a physical space, a
Yeah.
store that you have to open up every day.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful I'm on the other side of that. Oh, I need that thing, capo and everything.
My grandparents ran Army and Navy store in Burkeville
Oh, yeah.
back in the 60s.
Yeah, I sold a lot of that stuff too. So I come from a city of about 8 million, maybe it's 10 million now. I come from New York City, And Don, our featured performer night, comes from a city with about how many people? 200, 300 when you were growing up?
When I was growing up, it was about 150.
150 when you were growing up.
Now there's about 40.
McHenry, North Dakota.
That's right.
And he's really grown up big time from that little town. Now Don is the mayor of Sherman, Connecticut.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive, right?
Yep.
But he's going to do, one of the things I have in common with Don is the connection to our family.
Oh, okay.
Warrington and
Yeah.
lived in, East Canaan.
Yeah.
I go for Newton, I delivered to Sherman, Connecticut, all over.
Yeah, I've been the first selectman, as they say out there, for 9 years now. Yeah.
I like Winston.
Winston, I really like. Yeah.
Yeah.
I played some music. I played a
So
lot
I've
of
been
music up in my
I've been
area.
to Sherman a few times.
Yeah.
So in any case, Don has some really great songs about his family, and one of them actually inspired this song. So I always play it when I see him. It's about my family. Actually, all those pictures there are my family and my mother's sister's family, most of them. There's some aunts and uncles in there too. They're all from the 30s, the 40s, the 50s. I put that together when my brother told me it was coming up in 1993. It was going to be my mother's 70th birthday. And my brother said, hey, we're going to have a surprise party for Mom. This was down in New Jersey. I said, okay, great. I said to myself, wow, what do you get for your mother for her 70th birthday? Well, that's what I put together. We all grew up, I think, with boxes of photos underneath the bed, you know what I mean? So I raided that box, took about 100 pictures there, and there is one photo there of my mother getting on a train, and the caption says, on the train to Ellenville,
Oh, wow.
1942.
Ah.
Yeah, it's there if you want to take a look later. Yeah. So now all the people in that collage, they've all passed on except one person, which I'll talk about in a second. But this is about my immediate family, my nuclear family, my brother, my father, my mother, and me, and you too, I think. It's called The River of Life. Which only flows one direction, you know, downhill. My brother was a kind, gentle giant, about 6'3" or 6'4". Left us too young, just 54. We weren't real close, oh, but I loved him. And now I know we could have had so much more. Well, my daddy, he was quite a character. Fought at D-Day, 1944. Had lots of true loyal friends. Didn't live long, left us at 68. Oh, I still remember him bragging to those friends about how his sons were so great. Oh, the river of life flows downstream. We can't return if we're lucky. We remember our dreams. And like the setting of the sun and the phases of the moon, no matter how long we live, this life seems to end too soon. Now my mama, oh, she was filled with love, wisdom too. And maybe that's why she lived to be 92. spent the last couple of years living with me. Until I said, Mom, don't worry, I'll be okay. And the next day she was set free. Oh, the river of life flows downstream. We can't return if we're lucky. We remember our dreams. And like the changing of the leaves and the phases of the moon, no matter how long we live, this life seems to end too soon. Now I know, yes I know one day my time will come. Don't know how old I'll be. Oh, but on that day, I will rejoin my family. Oh yes, on that day like them, I will be set free. Yes, the river of life flows downstream. I can't return if I'm lucky. I'll remember my dreams. And like the setting of the sun and the phases of the moon, no matter how long I live, my life will end too soon. Yes, like the changing of the leaves and the phases of the moon, no matter how long we live, this life seems to end too soon. Like the setting of the sun, like the phases of the moon. Thank you. I'm going to do one more song, and then I'll turn it over to Don. So I've had that in my life, that collage, which I put together for my mom, like I said, for her 70th birthday. She loved it, and then she was living down in Freehold, New Jersey. Well, first, when I gave it to her, she was still living in Brooklyn, where I grew up, and she moved to Forest Hills, and she moved to Freehold, New Jersey, the home of who? Bruce. Yeah, nice job. And Bruce Springsteen. I did not know that Bruce Springsteen came from Freehold. If I would have known, I would have gone. I thought he grew up in Asbury Park because of his first. So I didn't have the opportunity to go to Bruce's house when I would visit my mother, but I would have gone there. I can always go back. Next time. Yeah. In any case, so then I went Freehold, and then finally I moved her into my house here up the mountain in Walker Valley, and she moved in. I brought her in 2013, and she lived to 2015. So that's been in my house now for 13 years. And I walked by the other day. I look at it once in a while, it's hanging on the wall. But the other, about 5 or 6 weeks ago, I walked by, I look at it and say, wow, Florence and I are the only two still alive. My first cousin, Florence, she just turned 88. So she was like a big sister to me growing up. And I said, I really should write a song for me and Florence. So I did. I mean, literally the song came in 10 minutes. So this is the song that's called Photos on the Wall. And Florence is a big giver too. She doesn't have to ask people for donations. She became very wealthy, Florence. She donates to Music for Humanity, sends me a couple of $1,000s every year. And she started her own foundation to give scholarships. That's basically what we do mostly. She gives scholarships to students at her alma mater, which is Brooklyn College in Brooklyn, New York, and I think she's given at least $300,000 in scholarships. So, okay, photos on the wall. I look at my family's photos, the collage I gave my mother on the wall, and realize you and I survived them all. Our families have all passed on, but you and I still carry on. Yes, you and I, we carry on. How long will you and I live? I can't say, but I know we'll always give. How long will you and I still live? Oh, I don't know, but I know we'll always give. I remember the day you came for me. You drove, it was the first day I ever saw the sea. Oh, we are bound by blood, we are bound by history. Yes, you and I, we are family. How long will you and I live? I can't say, but I know we'll always give. How long will you and I still live? Oh, I don't know, but I know we'll always give. I remember the day you took me to your college play. You sang, you acted, you had something to say. Years later, I went to that college too. Oh, I've learned so much from you. How long will you and I live? I can't say, but I know we'll always give. How long will you and I still live? Oh, I don't know, but I know we'll always give. For we are bound by blood, we are bound by our history. Yes, you and I, we are family. Oh, we are bound by blood, we are bound by our history. Yes, you and I, we are family. Oh, you and I, we are family. Yes, you and I, we are family. Woo. Thanks so much.